All right, let's dive right into today's explainer. We're unpacking a genuinely chilling narrative today that perfectly blends supernatural terror with some deeply human emotional drama. We're looking at a ghost story that takes us from the super mundane struggles of a middle class couple right into the heart of a terrifying haunting. But, as you'll see, it comes with a pretty profound twist.
I mean, just think about it. What actually happens when your long awaited dream home turns into an absolute paranormal nightmare? Imagine finally getting exactly what you've wished for, only to realize you've walked straight into a trap. Today, we're going to trace exactly how a brand new 5-story dream home became the site of an intense spiritual battle that pushes a totally regular couple to the absolute brink. So, our story kicks off with a very specific number, 18. This represents our main guy, Ambikesh, a man who stubbornly bought lottery tickets for a staggering 18 years. And for nearly 2 decades, his wife Sumi has just been complaining about their cramped, water-deprived rented house, putting up with the constant scolding of their landlord. It's a very human, very grounded beginning, right? They just wanted a way out. Sumi is totally at her wit's end here, ready to literally burn his tickets. Her relatable frustration sets this grounded, almost comedic tone before everything completely flips. Because, against all odds, the unbelievable actually happens. Ambikesh stops by Banu's lottery center and discovers he's won a massive payout. Just like that, in an instant, their 18-year struggle is completely over, and they buy a brand new flat.
But, all these things go. Their ultimate dream of homeownership pretty quickly crashes into a deeply unsettling reality. They move into Abanti Abasan. Sure, it's a shiny 5-story flat, but it is located on the absolute outskirts of the city. There is hardly anyone around, just empty fields, and right behind their building, there's this old, creepy, abandoned government quarter. It's literally the classic isolation trope, perfectly setting the stage for what's to come.
Act 1, Eerie Signs and Shadows.
Okay, so they barely even have time to unpack before the house starts testing them. The threat escalates so incredibly fast, we're talking just the first 24 hours here. At 1:30 in the morning, Ambikesh spots glowing eyes from the roof. By the next morning, a door is inexplicably jammed shut while they hear a baby crying right outside of it. And then by the afternoon, a mysterious doll box just manifests out of nowhere on the stairs. The pacing of the horror here is absolutely relentless. Let's actually zoom in on that very first night for a second, because the sheer terror of seeing a child's glowing, fiery eyes in an abandoned building really kicks things off. And Bishkesh thought he was just, getting some fresh air on the roof. But looking at the third-floor window of the empty quarters next door, he sees these completely apathetic, burning eyes staring right back at him. It sends a massive chill down his spine, completely ruining any peace of mind right from night one. Act 2. The vengeful spirit attacks. So the thing is, the ghost isn't just passively haunting the halls. It's actively trying to lure them out by playing on Sumi's natural instincts. Seeing what she truly believes is a real toddler in danger on the stairs, Sumi's maternal instinct just totally takes over. She doesn't stop to think about ghosts or paranormal danger, she just thinks about a child getting hurt. And this forces her to chase the apparition right into the abandoned quarters next door, basically walking blind into a trap. The tension absolutely spikes right here. Ambikesh rushes back from work and realizes his wife is missing. He's calling her phone over and over, but there's no answer. Just an empty flat and this growing, heavy sense of dread. But as he's uncovering the dark truth about their new home, we realize he actually got a massive, life-saving piece of the puzzle on his commute. Enter Purnima D, an acquaintance from the bus. This crucial exposition dump gives Ambikesh exactly what he needs. She recognizes the name Abanti Abasan and drops a total bombshell. Her cousin used to live in that exact flat, and a horrific tragedy occurred there. Panicking for Ambikesh's safety, she actually hands him a mystical protective substance blessed by a sadhu baba. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. Armed with this mystical item, Ambikesh finally tracks Sumi down in the abandoned quarters, but he walks into a genuinely chilling scene. Sumi is being violently choked by this terrifying female entity with wild flying hair and pitch-black eyes, crying these dark tears. The spirit is screaming at her, accusing Sumi of coming after her child. Ambikesh has to act fast, and we see his strategy shift in real time. Step 1, he goes for physical force, leaping at the ghost, but he is just effortlessly thrown right down the stairs. Step 2, writhing in pain while Sumi screams, he remembers Purnima D's gift. Step 3, he reaches into his bag and throws the mystical substance right at the female spirit. And step 4, this ear-piercing shriek echoes out, and the vengeful spirit just vanishes into nothingness. He saves his wife for sure. But the story doesn't just end with a defeated monster. Act 3, a heartwarming resolution. With the immediate physical danger gone, the morning light brings this devastating revelation that completely recontextualizes all the horror we just saw. You see, the ghost wasn't purely evil. She was actually a fractured, grieving mother.
A young boy had tragically fallen from the roof of that very flat to his death. His mother, driven to absolute madness by the sheer grief of losing her child, died shortly after. Their spirits were bound to the property by trauma. The mother's ghost wasn't trying to be malicious at all. She was just fiercely, desperately overprotective of her lost son, and she mistakenly believed Sumi was a threat.
When Ambikesh relays this absolute tragedy to Sumi the next morning, her reaction is just incredibly poignant. Sumi's tears start to blur the line between fear and profound empathy, and it brings their own silent struggle with childlessness right to the surface. She completely forgives the spirit that literally just tried to kill her because she intimately understands that agonizing void of not having a child to hold.
Seeing his wife's tears and truly understanding the heavy emotional toll of everything they've been through, Ambikesh makes this incredibly tender offer. Sumi, can't we adopt a beautiful little girl? And this totally transforms the narrative. What started as a story about a terrifying haunted house becomes this beautiful, touching catalyst for building a family. The horrors they faced forced them to confront the empty space in their own lives, leading to a wonderful decision to adopt. So, this explainer really proves that sometimes the most terrifying ghosts aren't demons at all. Sometimes they're just echoes of a broken heart demanding to be understood. A haunted house ultimately helped this couple find the missing piece to their own home. So I'll leave you with this to think about. In the end, was this actually a malevolent haunting, or was it a tragic tale of eternal motherly love that pushed two people toward their ultimate destiny?